Hey there, welcome to Hustle and Heart TV. I'm Darieth Chisolm. I'm sitting here in the Oaks Theater in Oakmont, where Bigfoot the Movie recently debuted. This from a very talented film director and movie producer, Jared Shao, or Show, depending on where you're from. Anyway, Jared tells me about his 8-year experience making this movie. He also talks about the film industry and what it takes to be a talented film director. And he talks about how to find investors for a movie or just about any project. That and more straight ahead on Hustle and Heart TV. Like so many entrepreneurs, I'm drawn to the glamorous, gorgeous, larger-than-life, iconic ideas and outcomes that represent success. I'm amazed at just what it takes to truly be a standout, a rock star, a millionaire, a trendsetter. It ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it. So why not you? I know it takes hard work and hustle to make things happen, but I also believe it's a matter of heart. We can manifest our greatest desires with a little less sweat equity and a little more divine guidance. Plus, be equally inspired by someone else's life story. I'm Darieth Chisolm. I'm here to help you unleash, unlock, and bloom your dreams in business and in life. I'm a speaker, author, entrepreneur, life and business coach, media personality, and video podcast host. Every week, my team and I uncover dynamic, authentic, heartfelt conversations to help you leverage tools and resources, make more money, live the lifestyle of your dreams, become a rock star, and love your journey. Jared Shao, if you're here in Pittsburgh, yeah. Movie director and producer of the Bigfoot the Movie. Congratulations and welcome to Hustle and Heart TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So excited to be here in the Oaks Theater where your movie debuted and was released to the Pittsburgh audience.
Yeah, we had opened here and it was a great crowd. It was a fun night.
I bet it was.
Actually had Bigfoot here too.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Oh, you can't have a movie about Bigfoot and not have Bigfoot in the audience, in the seats.
Right?
Yeah. You've got to feel so great. This was an 8-year project, finally come to life.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It feels great. It really does. It's kind of weird that it's actually happened now. I've been looking forward to getting the movie done for so long, and then to finally get it done and get it released and have people see it, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, and especially when you've worked so hard on a project that you've believed in and you've poured your heart and your money and your time and your energy in, and then 8 years later to sit in this seat and watch it on the big screen. That has to feel like...
It's awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
All right, so what took it so long? Or does it typically take 8 years to produce a movie?
A lot of people, I think their first movie does take a long time to make it. It's getting someone to believe in your project when it's just something on a piece of paper. It's hard for that first one to get people behind it. And, that's why when we originally got the script together, we shot a fake trailer of the movie. It was about 2 minutes long, and I used that as a pitching tool for producers and investors to show them, like, hey, this is the idea of the movie we want to make, and just show them that I kind of knew what I was doing to get it going. And then you get that ball rolling, and then getting the funds rolling is the big. That's probably about 5 years of the process right there when you finally get the money together, and then shooting it, and then dealing with complications while you're shooting. When we were shooting in the fall of November 2013, that big storm happened, the winter storm, and it started snowing and it didn't stop. So we actually had to come back in March and shoot for another 2 weeks to finish it up. So there's like delays that can happen. And then after that, just putting the movie together and just having the finishing funds in post to, make it sound the best it can, make it look the best it can, everything you can do. So when you do show it on that screen, you don't regret it. You're like, that's exactly what I wanted. And you get to show it to the audience. You don't want to have any excuses to give them like, oh, I'm sorry, this looks like that or that. It's like, no, this is my idea. And here it is.
Yeah, and I mean, in the life of a movie director, a producer, film producer, is arduous and it is time consuming and it takes that level of detail and time and commitment to put a project out. Because when it's all said and done and it finally makes it to CD or the big screen, you're right. You can't have holes and complications and problems in it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
And it's fun too, because you know, when you're writing it and you're shooting it and with the actors and everybody, you're like, well, this is what I'm thinking, this is the idea, and it's hard to really explain yourself sometimes until it's finally done and they see the final product. They're like, okay, I see what you mean, what you're going for now.
Yeah.
So that's one of the most rewarding things. And between that and just when people do watch it and they say that they're very pleasantly surprised by the movie. Because it is a low-budget movie. We made it for about $100,000, and you know, it gets that B movie kind of thing that people say, and so people think it's just going to be this like low-budget kind of movie. But I think we really put a lot of effort into it with the crew and the cast, and then everybody working behind the scenes too, to really just push it to make it look like it was made and more than that, and it came out really great.
That's awesome. When you think about when you were thinking earlier, I guess I should say, about the content and the writing side, I mean, why Bigfoot? Why the spoof that it is? You could have done anything.
Right.
What was it about Bigfoot that you decided, I'm going to make a movie about that?
I've always been a big fan of like creature feature movies since I've been a kid, and I always liked Bigfoot. My grandfather used to joke about Bigfoot with me a lot of the times when I was a kid, and I thought Bigfoot was an interesting character. And I just really like the genre of like campy kind of horror comedy type of movies. So that's what I really want to focus on, is like, you know, you got to be something that you're passionate about, like an idea is something you really got to focus on and spend a lot of time on. I'm like, well, I know this is something that I can keep in my wheelhouse for a while and like really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, you better love Bigfoot if it takes 8 years to put
Right.
him on the screen.
Yeah.
Right? And all the ups and downs for doing that.
Yeah. And it's interesting, Bigfoot is just, it's kind of like, you know, vampires or zombies. Everybody knows about Bigfoot in a way, and everybody has their Bigfoot stories, which has been interesting, showing the movie around here and people telling us their Bigfoot stories.
Yeah, definitely. In Pittsburgh, the hills of Pittsburgh, I mean, just, you know, the support I'm sure that you've gotten from the Pittsburgh community,
Right.
airing it in local theaters, has got to be tremendous for you.
Yeah, it's been great. Shooting the movie here, we shot in Ellwood City, and from there, the support from that, and then the support from the release, and people enjoying seeing locations that they know and hearing language that they know. That was another big thing, is we really wanted to capture the atmosphere of Western Pennsylvania, the dialogue, because we feel like you see a lot of movies that take place in Pittsburgh, but they don't get the lingo down, you know, you don't hear yins or, you know, certain words like that you, like the accent, you know, like there's the New York accent, there's the Boston accent, but no one really covers the Pittsburgh accent in a movie. So that was something we really wanted to do.
Yeah, you have to. If it's
Yeah.
going to be shot here in Elwood City, you better have some Yinzers and downtown and South Side
Right, that's-
associated with that. Yeah, and I mean, when you went to cast, you had decided you were going to use local talent and really, you know,
Yeah.
play names that are part of the Pittsburgh community.
Exactly. I wanted to use a lot of local talent around here, and you know, comedians from the area too that people know,
Yeah.
and along that stuff.
And news anchors.
And news
If you-
anchors.
I was so fortunate and blessed to be part of it, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
I was so glad that you were able to do it too. I sent an email and I was hoping like you would respond, and you did, and I was just so happy that you were in the movie too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were very excited about that.
Yeah, well, it really, I'm really grateful to be a part of it, so I'm so glad that you asked. And more importantly, I'm so glad that your grandmother
Yes, my
played a part in
yes,
that. That's
my
an interesting
yeah,
story.
Yeah, it is. When I was trying to get a news reporter, a lot of people did recommend you, and you know, I live in California now, so it's been a while since I've been back, and they said, you should try to get Darieth Chisolm, you should try to get Darieth Chisolm. And I told my grandma about it, and my grandma met you like 20 years ago at a Peachins, and she kept on telling me, well, just contact Darieth Chisolm and say that I met her at Peachins, and we had this conversation, that'll be your in. She'll do it because we know each other.
I'll remember, right?
Yeah, exactly. So every day, you know, she would call me and ask me, have you talked to Darieth yet? Have you talked to Darieth yet? I'm like, no, not yet. She's like, well, when you do, make sure you tell her about the Peachins Day. So when I emailed you, I didn't say the Peachins Day, but then you did it, and then I mentioned the Peachins thing afterwards. And when you shot the scene too, she actually came out that day.
And it
she
was such
so
a pleasure
excited
to meet her.
to
And
meet you.
yeah, that was really great. It was really good to be on the set and watch this come alive for you and to play a part of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and then you were such a trooper that night, considering it was like 2 degrees.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
Hot in here now.
It's hot here
hot
now.
in here now.
But it was freezing
that
there.
night. We have to meet under different terms and
I know,
circumstances.
right?
Yeah.
And a nice cool 70-degree day.
Yeah, yeah. I want to talk more about, we talked about what it takes to make a movie, but really I want to talk about just why being a film producer and director has been your calling, and your passion around that, and really where you plan to take things when we come back. And before we go to break, I want to encourage you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, to be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can click somewhere around here on the screen and just click and subscribe, and that way we'll send you our episodes as we release them weekly on Hustle and Hard TV. We've got more with Jared when we come back.
Get ready for the movie event of the summer.
It's Bigfoot. And I'm not talking about the monster truck.
Bigfoot the Movie. Starring Curt Wootton, Joanie Dodds, Nathan McGill, and Jared Shaw. With appearances by Bill Crawford, Darieth Chisolm, Jim Krenn, Terry Jones, Aaron Kleiber, Mike Wysocki, John Lane, and Brenna Lee Roth. With original music by the Hawkeyes and Joe Grishecki. Also, the awesome tunes of Donnie Iris in Bigfoot the Movie. Go to BigfootTheMovie.com today to buy your copy and to find out more about Bigfoot the Movie.
The award-winning Savoy restaurant has become synonymous with fine dining, upscale ambiance, and a great destination for local and national celebrities to enjoy the night in style. The Savoy has won multiple Savor Pittsburgh Awards for its delicious menu. Our wine list was awarded Wine Spectator's 2012 Award of Excellence, and the Savoy has also won the American Institute of Architects' People's Choice Award for its beautiful architecture and design. For dinner reservations and more info, log on to SavoyPGH.com.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Saunders, Executive Director of Strong Women, Strong Girls, and you're watching Hustle and Heart TV.
Sitting here in the Oaks Theater, obviously just a couple of months out from the release of Bigfoot, what was that night like for you? When you think about like the energy and just watching the faces of people watching the movie, what did that feel like?
It was incredible. There's nothing like hearing people laugh at your movie. Well, because they're supposed to be laughing, because it is a comedy, you know. But just sitting there and people getting the jokes that you're doing and they're laughing along with you, it's an amazing feeling. It really was a great thing, and a lot of the cast was there that night too, so it was good for them to experience that too. And it was I don't even know how to explain, like, I felt like I was on cloud nine all night when we did it. It was great. And the other shows after that too have been the same thing. And it's funny seeing different shows, people laughing at different things. There's certain jokes you're like, okay, people are gonna laugh, but then there's other jokes people get that other people don't get, and they laugh about it, which is always great to hear. So every crowd is kind of different.
Now, did you write all of that material, or did you leave it up to some of the actors to just embellish it and work with what was already written?
That was like 50-50 kind of way. When I didn't write the movie myself, I wrote it with Curt Wootton, who was, I know from Pittsburgh Dad. But we wrote the movie together, and kind of I did the whole outline and like the gist of the whole thing. And then when we get to set, I always tell the actor, like, well, if there's a certain way you want to say this, if this doesn't feel right, go ahead and change it. And Curt would always show up and be like, I think we should add this joke, or this joke might be funny. So sometimes we would throw out what we would have and just kind of keep the outline of it and just add different things and different jokes to make it work. And we do a couple different options with that. And then when I'm like editing it together, I kind of have a couple different options of which way to go and see what plays better and see what people might laugh at more with this or that. So I say it was kind of 50-50, you know. We just had that outline and then we would go in and do it like that. And some of the talent would love that. Some people wanted to kind of just keep with their lines how they had them. So we kind of did it both ways. Yeah. And I think when we shot with you, we just pretty much stayed with the script because you were being serious news reporter.
Yeah. Although you
But-
did give me a little freedom with that.
Yeah.
I changed a few
Yeah,
words
yeah.
around. I remember that.
No, that's right. That's right. I was like, this is just, and I'm like, how's this sound? You're like, well, how about this? I'm like, yes, that's a lot better. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, and I appreciate that,
Yeah.
and that's great that you do allow that, and of course, Pittsburgh Dad, as a writer in there, to be able to
Yeah.
add that extra comedy and flair to it, and then allow the actors to pull it off.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember when we shot your stuff too, like you nailed it on the first take because you've done that a lot. And I was like, well, we should do it a couple more times. I mean, we're here.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm freezing. You got it.
Like, I
It's
nailed
over.
It.
No.
We're good, Jared. I nailed it. Let's get out of here.
No, it was a lot of fun. It really was. And I've assumed for you this whole process has been fun yet challenging.
Yeah.
And so, we've talked about the fun and the good parts, but the challenging parts for you, were there days or times that you thought, oh, forget this, I can't, this is not happening?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have those feelings every day, but you can't really do that because you got so many people that are there, that are working for you, and it just, it drives you in a way that's kind of funny. Like when you hit an obstacle or something happens, it kind of drives you more in a way, I think, sometimes. You're like, okay, that's there, okay, I'll take care of it and move on from that. Like, just not be frustrated too much by it. Like, that's not going to stop me. This is something I want to do for a long time, and I'm not going to let a little problem like this keep me back. So, is every day you deal with things that you don't know are going to come up, like, the lights malfunctioning, the weather. That was a big thing around here that you don't think about. Well, I think about a lot more now, but being in California, it's always nice where I'm living right now, but back here, the weather can change in 20 minutes. So the obstacles of the weather and making sure you get everything shot that you need to get shot, and that night before the sun comes up or before the sun goes down, just, stuff like that. And, while we were shooting the movie too, I was still getting money for the movie. Like, I was still meeting with investors and getting funding because we only had so much money at the beginning, but more stuff kept on coming up and more stuff we wanted to shoot. And so it was still like having these meetings and like, well, can we get the money so we can finish the movie? So there's like that side of it going on too. But when I look back at it now, I love the whole process. I loved everything about it.
Loving the journey.
Yeah.
Hustling for it.
Exactly, doing the hustle.
Doing the hustle,
and having
but
the heart to keep on going with it.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what it takes to be successful in
Yes,
business. You have to
yes.
have hustle and heart
Exactly.
and love the process and the journey along the way. The process of vetting your investors and really establishing that relationship, what advice would you give to someone who needs investors for any business, let alone a film?
Just, you got to know what you're talking about and being very passionate about your project. If you go in there and be like, oh, this is kind of, something I want to do, like, they're not going to buy that. It's something you have to be passionate about, and also back up what you want to do. Just be organized with what you want to do, and like have some sort of presentation for them. If you just go in and say, hey, I have this idea, this movie I want to do, what do you think? They're just going to be. But if you go in there with like, hey, listen, here's my plan, boom, 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 this is what we want to do with it, they seem to be more receptive. And, if you have that confidence about it too, what helped was we were already shooting the movie when I was meeting with these investors. So they knew it was already going on. It wasn't like it's going to happen. It was happening. And it was kind of like, do you want to be a part of this or not? So we kind of just go in there and kind of attack it like that.
Yeah, and it's having people see your vision and understand your dream.
Right.
And being clear about projecting that.
Yes. And,
So-
sorry. That trailer that we did really helped with that too, like showing the idea.
Yeah, putting it out there first.
Right.
Yeah, and then creating the energy around it.
Yes.
Which I think is so applicable in most businesses. It's, this concept of creating enough energy or value around something that people see it, who want to pre-buy, prepay, pre-involve themselves, and then oh, I've got a project that's going to work.
Right.
Now I can go and completely finish it off.
Exactly.
Which I think is sometimes a good way, especially projects that, clearly you need the funding and the support around.
Yeah.
So much so that there's a possibility that there may be a second
Yes,
film.
a sequel.
Yes, a sequel. How's that going?
It's going good. I mean, we're just in talks of it right now, but our investors seem to be happy with the first one, and I think we'll have another couple more people on board with the second one, and that's one of the awesome questions that we get. Every show that we've been doing, we do like a Q&A afterwards, and people ask questions about the movie. One of the main questions we get most of the time is there going to be a sequel? people would love to see a sequel. So that's good that people want to see more of these characters and to see what happens in another story. So, I've been telling people about that too, which really helps get people involved in starting the next one. So we're in the process of getting it together right now, writing the script. We have a good idea, so we're excited about that.
And they always say that sometimes whatever it takes, the time that it takes to roll out your first project is the longest time. You may be able to collapse it in half or even a quarter.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be great. Shooting it here in Pittsburgh, let's talk about the film industry here.
Yes.
And it's booming. I mean, the number
Yes.
of filmmakers, movie directors, people in the industry that come to Pittsburgh to film. What is it that makes Pittsburgh so attractive?
I always think that, the city is kind of a character itself in the movie, and I think Pittsburgh is a great character. It's different than other cities, and I think it's got a great character to it in a way where it's not just Pittsburgh, but all the surrounding areas too around it. We shot the movie in Ellwood City, which is about 45 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, so it's not in Pittsburgh, but it has this whole Western PA feel to it. And I think it originates, the center of that is Pittsburgh, and kind of branches out from there in a way. So that's why in the movie we have a lot of Pittsburghese, a lot of Yinzer talk and everything, because I think it originated from this area. So that's what I love about this place. And we only really had one shot in the movie that shows Pittsburgh, but I love the shot in the movie. And just being here this summer, doing this summer tour and being in Pittsburgh a lot, I see all these areas around here. I'm like, man, it'd be so awesome to shoot something around here. So it's exciting in that way, and the people here have just been great with helping with it, and even with all these screenings and getting it around the area.
Great, good. I want to talk more about setting up a production company and actually the business of being a film director, and information that you might offer to someone else who's watching who might be interested in starting their own film production company and or writing and producing a movie. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Are you looking for a way to advertise your business, product, or service? Why not do it here on Hustle and Heart TV? We'd be happy to send you our media kit for show sponsorship and advertising. Reach out to us at info@dariethchisholm.com or give us a call at 412-692-1600 and we'll send you a media kit with all the information.
Are you looking for a career that pays great money? Working with a fun group of people? I know, sounds too good to be true, right? Hi, I'm Troy Miles of the Miles Group.
We will train you, help you get your license, even supply leads. No cold calling.
I've been here 2 years and earned 6 figures this year.
I love my job.
I love the freedom and being my own boss.
If you would like to work among friends, have a great time, and make good money, call us.
Find out more at tmilesgroup.com.
When it comes to food, family, and tradition, Atria's is your dining destination. Atria's has a passion for food, and it all starts with our culinary trained chefs. From the made-from-scratch rubs and dressings to the best in the Burr crab cakes, Atria's prides itself in serving honest and real food. Come and see what makes us different at one of our 8 locations. We're now offering private dining, to-go, and full-service catering. Don't miss our 17th annual Oktoberfest starting September 8th, where you'll enjoy the most authentic German cuisine that Pittsburgh has to offer. Atria's, we're always changing courses.
Hello, I'm Noreen.
And I'm Bonnie.
And you're here at the fabulous McGinnis Sisters Special Food Store in Adams Township. And we'll see you on the next episode of
Hustle and Heart
TV
with Darieth Chisolm. That was good.
So the business of being a film director, movie producer, owning a production company, lots of decisions to make, lots of hats to wear, lots of checks to write, yeah?
Yeah. Especially when it's independent, you just pretty much kind of do it all yourself in a way, and then if you can get a couple people on your crew to help out, that's a great thing. It originates with just yourself, and then hopefully from there you kind of build out when you get people on your team that believe in the project and are behind it. Like mine really started, it started with a kind of crew of people where we shot the trailer, and then from there, that's when the crew kind of started of people being involved with it. When we shot the trailer, my one guy that worked on it, Joel Wallace, who's now a producer on the movie and was the AD in the movie, we met. That was like kind of one of our first shoots was on there. But ever since then, he's been behind the project. So when we shot the trailer and then everything came about for the movie, he got involved with the project and he's been with it ever since. It's kind of starts with that, and then like there's your main team, and then you get like your cast and your crew and people that come in for certain events to shoot stuff or be at the screenings or shoot different things and stuff like that. So they're out there. Your group is out there, but like the basic group is just me and him at the moment, and then kind of branching out from there with other people.
But that's how most businesses and most ventures
Yeah.
evolve, is it starts with this vision, this idea around something, and then you start to plant the seeds and you're working towards it, and then you hope to encapsulate enough people who see it and believe in it, and then the process begins. Yeah.
And it's interesting with movies because when you have an idea for a business, it kind of starts, well, this is my idea for the business and this is what I want to do. And if you're like, I want to do a movie company, start a movie company, people are like, well, what are you going to be making at this company? But if you start with the movie first, so I mean, we have the company, but it really starts with the movie. Like people being behind the first movie, and then from there the company really starts. That's the way I've been looking at it. It's been starting with Bigfoot the movie, and then our company JS Pictures kind of grows from there.
Wow, now that's an interesting approach. Yeah, that's great. And so it was because of the energy around the movie that you then developed the production company.
Yes.
Yeah. In terms of what you used to shoot the film, DSLR cameras?
Yes,
You
yes,
talked
we
about
did.
it being low budget.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And it was, we weren't sure we were going to shoot on. I mean, my boss told me about it too. He's like, my old boss, he said, it's not really, this day and age, like, it's everything's digital you can shoot with. It's all about the glass, like what kind of lenses you can get to make it look great. And I've been a fan of the 5D, and we had access to one, which really helped on keeping the budget low. My friend had a 5D, and he let us use it for the whole shoot. So we used that as our primary camera. We did do some stuff with the GoPro, and we did do a couple days with the Red. We rented for a couple days, just do some big shoot slow-mo stuff that we want to do for the finale. But most of it was 5D.
Yeah, great. And you got to keep that in mind. And of course, the quality. I mean, we shoot on DSLR cameras, so the ability to really produce good quality and great pictures is important. And you're right, the lens makes all the difference in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, and then editing, of course, you've got to continue the magic post.
Yes.
By having a strong eye for editing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you did most of your editing.
Yeah, I cut the movie together.
Yeah.
But I also had a good team in post too. I had a really good sound mixer, and I had a really good color correctionist too. And it's amazing how much that stuff helps for the final product.
Yeah.
Most of the audio we did was just, we didn't do a lot of ADR, like where you come in the studio and re-record any lines that might be messed up. It was all natural sound that we had. So that's very hard sometimes for a sound mixer to go in and like dig out that dialogue to make sure it sounds good and rich and clear and people can hear it. And the guy who does it, he does an amazing job, and I met him on another job, and the same with the color correctionist. He made it really look like a movie, and that's what he does. And it's, you meet these guys on other sets and other projects you might work on. And it's always good to be nice to those people and keep in contact with them, because you never know when you're going to have your own project and you're going to need someone to help you out.
The industry's small, so it's really important to shake some hands, make some friends.
Exactly. It's kind of like being a politician. Like you got to be nice and shake hands and be nice to everybody, because you never know when you might need, need someone's help for a project that you're working on.
That's a great piece of advice, and let's talk about the type of advice that you would give to some young person, or maybe someone who's watching the show Hustle and Heart and says, hey, I'm interested in being a filmmaker or a movie producer or having a production company. What are some key things that you would offer to them as advice to becoming successful?
Gotcha. Number one thing would be is if it's something you want to do, be shooting all the time. Be shooting and cutting and making your own little movies, whatever it is. Even if it's like little tiny projects, there aren't big things. Just always kind of be working on stuff to stay sharp with it, or so you can start building relationships with people. When let them see your work, or they come and help you shoot something, or you go help them shoot something, and start just kind of getting out there with it, branching out. with it. You know, I didn't really start doing this stuff until I was in college when I really decided that I wanted to do it. And what was great about there was a lot of people there that wanted to do that stuff. And I think college to me was, it's kind of like your own movie studio. You can do anything you want there, you know. And I majored in film and TV at California University of Pennsylvania. And they had a great television film program where you could go edit stuff and use cameras and go around just all over campus. And you know, there's people that want to be actors there, and there's people that want to be directors, and people that want to shoot stuff. So you just get like a crew together and start shooting stuff. And then from there, you know, relationships build, and from there I still talk to people and work with people from college.
Yeah. Where's this going next? I know you talked about the sequel, but in terms of the person that Jared is becoming in this process, and what you're learning about yourself, and how you're loving your journey, what does next week, next year, 5 years from now look like?
Well, I'm kind of playing it week to week right now with this movie, going from just different festivals and different shows and getting it out there. And we've done this kind of smaller release around Western Pennsylvania, but we're hoping to get a bigger release, hopefully in the fall, for like Netflix on demand, you know, get it out around Halloween time for people to see, and just really get it out there so people can check it out and enjoy it as much as hopefully that I do and people around here have. And hopefully that leads to, like we talked about, doing a sequel, and then, you know, working on another project. You know, my goal in life is to shoot a movie and take a break, and then shoot another movie and take a break and shoot another one. Just make a living doing that, because it's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, it's clear you enjoy doing it, and we know as part of our mission on this show, we're always encouraging people to love their journey. Yeah, you got to hustle.
Yeah.
You got to have heart for it.
Right.
But loving your journey is really important as well. So I am so glad that we had a chance to catch up.
Me too.
In this theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, while you're in town.
Right.
To talk about the release of Bigfoot the Movie and all of the success that it's having here in the Pittsburgh area. And I want to encourage you to please share the link on this show. Tell people about it. You know what? Social media is huge. We'd love for you to share this in social media. Let people know about this interview on Hustle and Heart TV. You can find out more details about Bigfoot the Movie and Jared Shaw at my website at hustleandhearttv.com. And you can just type in his name, Jared, S-H-O-W.
That's right.
To find out more. And of course, we certainly thank you so much for watching this episode. Thanks for being with us. Are you interested in learning more about podcasting and video podcasting and how you can build your brand, influence, and income through podcasting? I'd be happy to help. In fact, you can schedule a complimentary discovery session with me. Really simple. Just go to podcastingandyou.com. Leave me your name and your email. You might want to check out one of my upcoming trainings as well, or simply send me an email at info@dariethchisholm.com, and we'll get some time scheduled to discover how podcasting can help you grow your business and your brand.
Welcome to the Pittsburgh Marriott City Center, where all of your meeting, events, and travel needs can be met. My name is Becky Kivikovic, sales manager at this beautifully renovated property. My market is the local, state, and national associations. I also work with UPMC and Duquesne University. My passion is connecting with people and forming long-lasting business and professional partnerships. Please contact me so we can make your next convention brilliant. Check us out online on Facebook at Pittsburgh Marriott City Center, or call today at 412-471-4000 to make your next event brilliant.
CTC Booking Travel and Entertainment Cruise Productions, the world's leader in full-ship charter music cruises, announces 5 cruises featuring the best in jazz music entertainment. The Signature Cruise, Smooth Jazz Cruise, the Jazz Cruise, 80s Cruise, and Gospel Music Cruise. Sail for 7 days with the finest music and entertainment artists in the world. Go to jazzcruisecatalog.com and book your cruise today.